So today, a new maintenance update for Cubase was released, Cubase 14.020, and I have to say this contains a specific feature that could easily be given to us in Cubase 15. I promise you, you will be blown away by what this thing can do for you, and the best part is this is a free update for all Cubase users. Let's check out what this new update brings into Cubase. I've never made a video about a maintenance Cubase update up to this point, but this time this new update is really special. Not only it contains many improvements and enhancements, but it has several things that are super important to me. And keep watching because I'm gonna show you the best one in a second. To begin with, the first update that was really important to me was updates for the pattern sequencer. This new update brings us undo, redo, which was something that of course all of us wanted. I wanted to have undo, redo because the pattern sequencer allows us for a lot of creativity and experimentation. So now let's say you want to randomize a pattern, for example. You can always hit Command Z and you can undo, which is amazing. The other thing that you can do is you can actually change the resolution of each lane. So for example, if I want to go, let's say, to my hi-hat right here, and I want to increase the resolution, what I can do is right-click and I can double the step resolution of step lane. And then you do this, you have double the resolution for this specific lane, which is incredible. Of course, you can do this for the entire pattern if you want to. The other great thing that you can do is you can double the length of the pattern. And this is something that I actually really wanted because sometimes you have a pattern that's like 1 bar long and you love it, but then you think it would be great if it was 2 bars long so I could add some extra elements on the second bar. You've been there. Admit it. This is not possible. You can just double the length of the pattern and you can do this very easily. The other thing that you can do is you can set the minimum and maximum value for the randomizer. So this allows you a little bit more control in case you don't want to exceed a certain value. For example, if I don't want to exceed 105, I can just set this to 105 as the maximum value. And now, no matter how many times I randomize, the maximum value is never going to be over 105. The same goes for the minimum value, of course. The next thing that got me really excited, and I know this is a feature that many film composers are going to love, is the fact that you can now import Dorico and XML files directly to Cubase. And this is extremely easy. You just go File, Import, Dorico projects, and I'm going to open one of my scores. And Cubase not only imports all the channels in their separate MIDI channels, but then you can of course open the score editor and this will look as close as possible to the Dorico file, which is incredible. And you can do this of course with XML files, like I said, and in general, the score editor has many other improvements, too many to list right here. So I'm going to show you the next feature that got me really excited, and this was the export markers feature for your audio files. So for example, let's say you have a project and you have set up your markers. Now, if you go to File, Export Audio Mixdown, you can actually export these markers as metadata to the WAV file that you export from Cubase. The only thing you need to do is, of course, I'm going to select my stereo out here, and then you need to tick the Insert Marker chunk here. What this allows you to do is you can select the markers that you have in your project. In this case, I can just click on this cogwheel and you can see I have the marker track. If I had multiple ones, you would see them right here. And then the audio file you're going to export is going to have the markers embedded. This means that if you open this audio file inside, let's say, Wavelab or Reaper or any other DAW that can read markers, these markers are going to be right there and you can actually see them. This is amazing, especially if you're working with a mastering engineer and you want to send them your mix. They can open your mix and then they can see the sections exactly as you intend them to be. This is incredibly useful. It's super professional. And of course, it goes without saying that this is going to be great for post-production work. It's going to be great if you're doing samples work, if you're doing sound design, if you're doing films. This is going to be a lifesaver. The great thing is that Cubase can also read those markers. So if you receive a file from somebody else, you can still open and read those markers. The only thing you need to do is select the audio file, go to Audio, Advanced, extract markers from WAV file, and all your markers are going to appear as if by magic. The other thing that I was really excited to see is the fact that we can now export the arranger markers. So for example, as you can see, I have several arranger chains here for single, for the club remix, for a sensor version, for social media, and also an extended version. And if I go to export audio mix down, you will see we have locators, we have cycle markers, and we have the arranger export. So now I can choose to export all these different versions in one go. Cubase, all about workflow. I love these things. Many people won't notice it. I do. The other thing that's new is that you can now customize the mixer even more. So for example, if you have a lower zone mixer, you can completely remove the faders if you want to. So you just go here to the layout and then you remove the faders. And then you can only have the mixer with your inserts and sends if you wish to do that. This you can do in the lower zone mixer, but also you can do it in the full mix console, so you have full flexibility. Some other neat features that were added are shortcuts to create tempo track events and time signature track events wherever your cursor is. So for example, I can place my cursor here and I can hit my shortcut. In this case, I've set it up to Shift T, and you will see insert tempo event at cursor 145. And there you go. I just have my tempo chains right there. Now, if I go to my time signature track, I'm going to go to the menu this time so I can show you. This is the tempo track. Insert tempo event at cursor, and then signature track, we have insert time signature event. And in this case, it's Control Shift S for me. When I do this, I get a pop-up, and then I can say, I want to make it 3/4. And there you go. We just added a time signature change. But by far the most exciting thing for me in this new update is the audio segment detection. Oh my goodness. This is a feature that, if you ask me, I would expect to see in Cubase 15, but Steinberg gave this to us in this version of Cubase on a free update. But before I go on and show you this feature, I want to say, if you enjoyed this video and if you like what I do here on YouTube, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you want to support me in another way, you can also check out my instruments, my Modern 80s Kit Max, if you want those big 80s drum sounds, or you can check out my mastering courses. I've done 3 mastering courses: mastering in Cubase using only Cubase tools, mastering in the box where I show you all the best tools available right now and we master some really challenging tracks, and analog hybrid mastering where I show you how to master with tasty analog gear. So what this feature allows you to do is you can hold a modifier key, and when you hover on a waveform, you will see that it detects the different segments. So the different syllables. If it's a drum loop, it will detect drum hits, kick drums, snares. If it's a piano, it will detect specific notes, and so on and so forth. So you don't have to select the portions of the audio yourself. Cubase does it for you. So let me show you. For example, right here, this segment is a little bit too loud. So I hold my modifier key. In this case, on the Mac, it's Command and Shift. And you will see that when I hover my mouse, it detects all these different sections. So let's say that this is a little bit loud. I can hover over it, and you will see you get this green dot right here. You just click on it, and then you can just bring this down. Let's go for this one. I can do the same thing. Let's say that this is a little bit quiet. I can just make it a little bit louder, and this one is quiet as well. What sorcery is this? This is insane. So you can basically level a vocal so easily. It's extremely fast, and I never expected this feature. This came out of nowhere, honestly, and I'm so happy that this exists. This is going to change everything for me, the way that I level my vocals and I do my gain staging. Again, Command Shift. I can do everything so quickly. And the same thing goes for drums. So I can, again, hover my mouse. I can make this hit a little bit louder. Same with this one. Same with this one. Or I can completely remove it. Like I said, I would expect something like this in Cubase 15, but I was pleasantly surprised. Love it! I get super excited about these things because they really improve my workflow in my everyday life and work. This update also comes with many other improvements, too many to mention right here. We have improvements in the video engine that is extremely important for me because I work with video a lot, and many other things like shortcuts that allow you to have quicker workflows, and so on and so forth. So this update is available now. It's entirely free for everyone. So now you know, go and download it, have fun, and I'll see you on the next one, my friends. Bye-bye.